Her face are going to give us an answer. So, Monica, let's go. All right. If I say Game 6, Clay is back, what do you say? What does your face say? Oh.
I'm not sold, Hannah. Well, for one, Game 6, Clay, is for Game 6, and we're not there yet. We got to see. We'll see. There are some terrific numbers that suggest after the first 2 games of a series, Clay does kick it into gear in Games 3 through however many are remaining. But I'm not sure. As I said to you earlier, this Celtics defense is different from what the Warriors have previously experienced. I mean, his production from behind the arc goes from 2.4 points or 3-point shots a game to 4.2, and he shoots upward of 35% in Games 3 and beyond, where he was just shooting just 30 in Games 1 and 2. So maybe, but we'll see.
Oh, okay. That's a skeptical face. All right. Let's try this. The Celtics will win the finals.
Honestly, Hannah, I picked the Warriors in 7, and I leaned mostly on home court advantage and that championship DNA. I wasn't sure if the Celtics could put it together enough to get over the hump. They'd shown us some brilliance in the ECF, and then they showed us some what y'all doing moments, right? But I will say that this is a team that continues to grow right in front of our eyes. Their third quarter, in particular, staying attached and not getting down when the lead began to shift in Game 3 was very, very impressive. And, of course, they went on to close it out in the fourth quarter. It would not shock me at this point.
All right. In these finals, Draymond Green has scored 15 points and has 15 fouls.
Hold on, Hannah. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving you big energy.
All right, yeah.
Listen, Draymond, to his credit, he has absolutely owned the importance of his game as it relates to this Warrior squad. But that stat line is going to follow him until he proves otherwise. For as good as he was in Game 2, not so good in Games 1 and 3. And so for someone who is as vocal, and he's an incredible interview. I enjoy Draymond. I think he's very engaging and captivating. He and I had a conversation about folks being sensitive or not in this day and age. I think he's great, but ultimately you are on the stage and you have all of these platforms to give your opinion because of what you do on the basketball court, and that is something that he need not lose sight of, but I know he doesn't need me to tell him that.
All right, walk the walk. And Monica, good job. Good job on the first.
Thank you.
We all love it. The many faces of Monica McNutt. All right, speaking of Draymond Green, he talked about bouncing back from Game 3 and his mindset moving forward. Take a listen.
It's just about me finding that balance. And just like I said on my podcast, being Draymond Green. I know how to be him better than I can be anyone else. I know how to be him better than anyone else can be him. So I just got to be myself.
There we go, talking in the third person, promoting the podcast. We love it. We get a kick. Pat Bev, by the way, has finally made it here. It's nice of you to join us. What happened? What happened this morning?
No, I'm from Chicago, so I'm not gonna put the blame on anyone else.
Wait a second. They have traffic in Chicago.
Yeah. I'm not gonna put the blame on anybody else.
Okay, all right.
My bad. My coffee was late.
Yeah, you know what? It's crowded in New York right now. We're back. The city's back. We're happy that you're back.
Thank you so much.
All right. So why don't we start with you, Draymond? Does he burst out of a slump tonight?
I mean, he has to, no, right? He's a pro. He, every game that he hasn't played well, that following game, he's played well. We're looking for Draymond to be a better version of himself. We're looking for Draymond to have emotion, but not be emotional while he's on the court. We're looking for Draymond to put a stamp on his game, be the leader that we know he can be. Because if he don't, they're going to lose.
Listen, he's from Michigan, man. I'm from Michigan. I understand how he responds. He's going to come out. He said it himself. He has to be himself, but he has to find the balance. So he has to find the balance as far as being a facilitator, and he's got to take good shots. He has to understand those three-pointers aren't his shot. He has to take them, but he needs to be more aggressive and make sure that he finishes above the rim if he can.
Right, they need his scoring. What else?
Well, they need his defense. I mean, never mind all the other stuff. I mean, obviously, he is a heart and soul player for this team. He does a lot of things, glue guy that we have talked about, the quintessential team player when he's playing his best. But keep this in mind. During their first 4 runs to the finals, he had the best defensive win shares in the playoffs of any player. Like, that's his impact on the game. That's the best way to measure it. But in this playoffs, He's under one. Like, he was at 1.8, 1.7. He's at 0.7. It's 16th in the league. There are 6 other Celtic players higher than him. He prides himself as a defensive player who makes a defensive impact. That's what I'd like to see in this game 4. Sure, he's got to score, rebound, all that stuff, but that's where he makes his money. Defense.
See, Monica is raising her hand. Yes, Monica.
I submit that we are all in class with Professor Pat Beverley, one of the elite agitators in the league. So, Professor Beverley, I have this question.
Elite defenders is a difference. Elite.
Yeah, and that is a good distinction.
Elite defender.
Finish your thought, but I want to pick up on that.
Agitator, all the things. If the Celtics are completely ignoring the trash talk element, does that play into what Draymond has experienced? It feels like some of his trash talking and his nature is just as much about bugging the other team as it is for getting himself going.
Yeah, but does it go anywhere, Pat Bev? I mean, it can't be all talk.
Yeah, I think maybe if this is a regular season game, you see a team one time, maybe you can get away with a little trash talking. But I'm gonna go back to this. When Draymond Green, I ain't gonna say when he's at his best defensively, it's a 7-footer out there. It was Kevin Durant, 7-footer. It's Looney. It's tough for Looney to play in this series. But when Looney's on the court with him, he's a great defender.
Right.
When Bogut played with him, when DeMarcus Cousins, when you have someone that can be in the paint and Draymond can just roam everywhere and kind of play that free safety type of defense, he's not being able to do that because he's been stuck in the center position.
Right, when they go with that small lineup, you're saying they need to make adjustments, especially against that long Celtics team.
Yeah, I don't know if it's about adjustment, but I know when he has other taller players with him, he's better defensively.
Yeah, you're saying
so that small lineup doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. Yeah, that's all.
So what would you do?
I don't know. It's tough. You got to go small, but if you go small, you have to. I don't know. You have to be tedious in what you do. Boxing out is important. Communication is important when you go small. So, and that was the point you seen on the film. I think a shot goes out, Robert Williams gets it. He didn't box out. Robert Williams gets it. Draymond Green troubles with length. Everyone knows that.
Do you think that maybe they should play Kuminga to give them some more athleticism and some more size?
No, I mean if they do, you can't do that 2-1. You know, you can't go in just try and do stuff 2-1.
Yeah.
You got to be, you got to be stuck.
You got to make some.
I mean, so they are who they are. So what kind of game do they need from Draymond tonight then?
Well, what they need is they need a throwback performance from him. I'll ask both of you guys, because both of you guys in your respective sports are similar players. Defense first, aggressive, toughness, not afraid to mix it up, all those things. Impact that also gives your team energy. And so game 3 was 2 days of a lot of talking.
Yeah.
The crowd was involved in it too. How much of that affected Draymond's? He will never admit the crowd or the atmosphere affected his game. Well, but could you guys see it and say, no, he's got too much going on in his head right now?
Well, trash talk works both ways because he also motivated them, and like they're prideful as well. So they watched the film and saw that, hey, Draymond got to us, so they came out aggressive and they made the necessary adjustments. Now he has to make the necessary adjustments. When you talk about finding the balance, the trash talk motivates us too. I don't want to speak for Pat Bev, but when I talk trash, it motivated me to play at a high level because I know I have a bullseye on my back. So now can Draymond step up and say now he's heard all the critics? Will it motivate him to shut them up?
Yeah, I don't feel like what I do is talking trash. I feel like I'm just telling the truth. If a person can't shoot, I'm gonna say you can't shoot. That's not talking trash. I'm just telling you what you can't do.
You giving the scout a report?
Yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm just following the numbers. So if you feel some type of way about that, that's on you. So that's not me agitating. We're working the damn game. You know?
Yeah, there's a distinction there. There's a fine line.
Like everyone, says talking trash and all that. Well, but no, Golden State. This is a very important game for them.
Yeah.
Very important. You can't go down 3-1 against the Boston Celtics. I don't think they'll allow it, So we'll see soon.
All right, Monica, we'll get back. Yes? Really quickly.
Really quickly, I will just add, guys, post-game, I asked Jaylen Brown about this because it's been one of the bigger talking points. And Jaylen Brown was like, Draymond's going to be who he is. Like, we can't give that energy. He's going to be who he is. And Ime has also encouraged this squad, if you're the type of guy to respond, fine. But if you're the type of guy to ignore it and play through it, do that too. So don't act brand new.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Just telling the truth. That's all we do. We just tell the truth here, right, Pat?
I'm talking trash.
But you were talking trash. All right.